News Services Division of All India Radio presents Employment News.
Welcome to the program Employment News. I am Pragya Devra and with me is Renu Kataria.
Today we will be discussing about some vacancies in Mahayogi Gorakhnath Krishi Vigyan Kendra, Hansraj College, University of Delhi and Central Fertilizer Quality Control and Training Institute. But before that, let's listen to an interview that was taken by Pragya.
Have you ever thought of a career in water resources and environmental engineering? Well, this is exactly what we'll talk about, wherein we'll get a glimpse about this field and what are the job opportunities therein. For this, we have with us Dr. Eldo T.I., Institute Chair, Professor and Head, Department of Civil Engineering, Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. Sir, you specialize in the area of water resource and environmental engineering. Could you give us a glimpse into this field as to what all is its scope?
Water resources and environmental engineering are two major areas in civil engineering. Actually, mainly the civil engineers think about the structural engineering and geotechnical like that. Last maybe 20 years, so many changes have taken place. Actually, the area of water resource engineering and environmental engineering, so much of development took place, so much of institutions, so much of companies and so many job prospects have taken place in these two areas. So, water resource is concerned, we can classify like surface water, groundwater, then water supply, then hydrology, extreme analysis like floods and droughts, and then hydropower generations like that. So in all these areas, actually 2 decades back, mainly only government organizations like public sector companies and then research organizations were there. But more than 1 decade back, so many private industries also have come into play, and then large number of companies and large number of job prospects have taken place in this area, especially water resource and environmental engineering. So in environmental engineering, actually we can classify into air quality issues, water quality issues, soil quality issues like that. So there also some major areas are like water treatment, wastewater treatment, air quality assessments, environmental impact assessments. So all these are the major areas in environmental engineering. So all these areas, actually nowadays we talk about climate change. So climate change is another major area in water resource and environmental engineering, since that also has created a lot of job potential. Recently, last few years, so many companies have come to India and then they have started their business here. Most of the business like water supply design and wastewater treatment designs, then its implementation, all are now done by private companies, and there are a lot of job prospects as engineers, as scientists, and then also research is concerned, these areas are there. And especially water resource and environment is concerned, most of the time students with civil engineering degrees will be doing further master's degree in water resource engineering or environment engineering. Then they look for job. So that way now the job prospect is much better in these both areas, and then it is booming compared to other civil engineering areas.
So if someone wants to pursue a career in this, they'll have to do an undergraduation through civil engineering and then specialization in water resources and environmental engineering.
2 specializations there. One is a master's program in water resource engineering, and the second one is master's program in environmental engineering. Actually, environmental engineering is actually a multidisciplinary area. So those who did the environmental MSc environmental science also, they can work on this area. Otherwise, even chemical engineers also work in the areas of environmental engineering. But water resource is concerned, mainly civil engineers are working.
Sir, could you tell us some of the positives and challenges that a person who wants to pursue a career in this might confront?
Earlier times, especially water resource project like when hydropower design or dam or irrigation designs, mainly we were used to do physical model studies in the laboratories. Justly, if anyone go to Central Water Process Station Pune, you can see that there is so many models, all those things. But nowadays, all these designs are done in computers. We do computer simulation, optimization. Large number of softwares are available. So we should be proficient in computer technologies and then software, and then also if you know if you have good programming skills also, then it will be an added advantage as far as a water resource engineer or environment engineering is concerned. Challenges are concerned, water resource or environment engineering is concerned, we deal with the nature. So nature means, of course, lot of uncertainties will be there. Say, for example, hydrology is concerned or climate change is concerned. Say there can be a flooding the coming year or there can be drought. So these are lot of uncertainties are there. Area is so broad, and then also the horizon, we can go to any level. But of course, that way, lot of innovations can be done, lot of scientific thinking can be done. So that way, this is quite challenging job as a water resource engineer or an environmental engineer.
And it would also be concerned with finding solutions to the existing problems.
Like flooding or cyclones, all these areas, water resource engineers or environmental engineers work, since we need to see that the uncertainties or whatever the issues like that, all those things we need to make it available and then develop appropriate models and then run those models and then we can assess these models and its effectiveness. So decision makers are concerned, the engineers have to give the various scenarios like climate change. So what is going to happen at the end of 21st century? So that way, as a profession, as a water resource engineer or as an environment engineer is very much new to the society, and then we can do lot of scientific way of doing and then also very satisfying job.
Thank you very much, Professor, for giving us an overview about this field.
Thank you.
Now let's move to the next segment.
In this segment, we tell you about some of the recruitment vacancies that have been advertised and matters connected to it.
Applications are invited to the following vacant post under plan scheme of Mahayogi Gorakhnath Krishi Vigyan Kendra, Chowk, Mafi, Pipiganj, Jungle, Kodia, Gorakhpur, UP. One post of Senior Scientist cum Head, KVK. One post of Subject Matter Specialist, Home Science. And one post of Stenographer, Grade 3. For more details, please log on to the website www.mgkvk.in. The applicants who have applied earlier for the post of Subject Matter Specialist Home Science and Stenographer Grade 3 in MGKVK should submit fresh application mentioning the details of demand draft submitted earlier. They need not submit fresh demand draft. The last date of receipt of application will be 21 days after date of advertisement.
Applications are invited for the following non-teaching posts on permanent basis. In Hansraj College, University of Delhi, 2 posts of GACT or caretaker, 1 post of mechanic, 5 posts of laboratory assistant, 19 posts of MTS laboratory attendant. The application form is available at college website www.hansrajcollege.ac.in. The full detail of the advertisement is available on the college and university websites www.hansrajcollege.ac.in and www.du.ac.in. The last date for receipt of application is within 2 weeks from the date of publication of the advertisement in Employment News.
Applications are invited from eligible and suitable officials for filling up 1 post of library and information assistant in Central Fertilizer Quality Control and Training Institute, Faridabad, a subordinate office under the Department of Agriculture, Cooperation and Farmers Welfare on deputation, including short-term contract or absorption basis. Details of the post and eligibility conditions are available on Department of Agriculture, Cooperation and Farmers Welfare's website www.agricoop.nic.in, link recruitments. Applications of willing and eligible officers and who can be spurred immediately in the event of selection may be sent to the concerned authority within a period of 60 days from the date of publication of this advertisement in Employment News.
Information about these vacancies has been published in Employment News. There are more vacancies in the journal. If you wish to read about these employment opportunities in greater detail and more, you may refer to the job journal titled Employment News for Information in English, Rozgar Samachar for Information in Hindi, and Rozgar Samachar for Information in Urdu. It is published by the Publications Division, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, and made available on every Saturday.
With this, we come to the end of this program. We will meet again tomorrow at 4:20 p.m.
You were listening to Employment News. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on a mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our website, newsonair.com. You may email opinion about this program at airnsdtalks@gmail.com with Employment News as subject.